Hello, YouTube fans, here again. I said it and I'm another word, that being the classic Arnold Schwarzenegger film, The Running Man. The Running Man. Now, remember when I was showing all my Arnie correction from the top of my face? Remember when I was showing my Arnold Schwarzenegger correction? One of them was The Running Man. But I got to take out of this film, as you know, Satyajit Apatita is no longer with us. When you think about it, a lot of the main villains and actors are also no longer with us. Yeah, they're no longer with us. It's on top of my tooth as well. But yeah, they're no longer with us, and it's a shame because I actually like the Running Man. I like it. So I like it that much. I'm going to do a review on it. Why not? Why not? Because I like it. But I'm getting tap off my tooth. I like it. So where can I be doing? What I will be doing is I've done with most of my reviews what have been by books. I do a comparison. Now, like what I did of First Blood, there was a book version and there was a movie version. I did both, remember? Like I did with Carrie, there was a book version and there was a movie version. And believe it or not, this was taken off a Stephen King. I shit you not. It was taken off going that word, Spencer. It was taken off a Stephen King book. I'm going to do a comparison. Now, in the book, the character who Arnie would play would be a skinny, thin, very frail man. Total opposite than Arnold Schwarzenegger in his heyday. And he had a wife who ended up becoming a prostitute, and he had a very sick child. So in the book version I'm on about, he decided to go on the Running Man show. Now the only difference is in the Running Man show, you go to different countries, different areas, and you got to run for your life, and you get so much money, and he wanted to do that to save his wife and his kid who was poor. However, what he didn't know was his wife and kid got murdered by the main villain, that would have been Dolan, and because of anger, he threw an helicopter. I said if it was an helicopter, it could have been a dead airplane, and he landed it into the building, took his life, and killed Dolan and everybody with him. So you could say it was a downbeat ending in the book. Happy to say, when the film version came out, it was the total and utter opposite. Even Arnie was the opposite. It wasn't some thin, fail man. It wasn't. And that's what I like about the Running Man. I like it. And it's a different known for Arnie. Arnie was shooting up and doing stuff like that. He didn't have to use as much of a gun in this, going bang, bang and shooting everybody. It's more him showing his muscles and his wits. And I like it. I like it. And when you think about it, this brought out a lot of James shows similar after the Running Man. You had Gladiators, you had the Warriors, and you had all these shows that was similar to the Running Man. That was similar, and I like it for that. I like it. So it starts off, you've got an air top to, you've got this army, and you've got an idea that something's going on. And Arnie, I should say, has been ordered to shoot all these innocent people. Arnie doesn't want to do it. The others knock him out, and you got the idea they killed the innocent people, even though you don't see that. There's a bit where he's in prison and he's got a chain on his neck, and if you time one out of the prison, your head blows up. In no sense, what it reminds me of? I've got it somewhere there, I just can't be asked to pick it out, but I've got a film out with the legendary Rutger Hauer, may rest in peace. And have you ever seen a film called Redlock? Well, that had a similar idea. Redlock, got to review that one day. Good film. But the Redlock, where you try and take out of a prison and you've got a thing tied on your head, and if you get so far, your head blows up. Not being Jewish, that's what it does. However, you've got one dies a bit of a wrist hit, and he manages to hack the thing. One of them thinks it's broke free and he's running, but it's not hard to ever turn the thing off. And his head blows up because the escape from prison. You've got the idea he's in prison. And a bit of history of the film is, right, the one who we all know, Bay Dillon, who was a Dame Sorrowses, in real life was a Sorrowses. So I like that. I like it. Like I say, they get out of prison, they break out, and he meets a girl who he comes to see his brother. He doesn't exactly mention it, but you got the idea that the bad guys have killed his brother. Again, you don't see it, but you got the idea. And so he's on the run. He's on the run, but Annie gets caught. he gets caught and the dog obviously gets away. Dylan, meaning the main bad guy, sees the escape, obviously it was on the news, and says, I want them legs. He obviously likes Arnie like I do. Obviously, to be on the Running Man show. And I like the Running Man show, you know what I mean? There's a lot of today ability about it, because at first, when I first saw the Running Man back in 1987, I actually thought that it's just going to be a game show, and it's going to be like wrestling and all that. Longville, you don't just run. Your prize isn't money and a theatre and nice pretty things. Your prize, as it said in the original trailer back in 1987, your prize is your life. In other words, you're running, and if you use, you die. You die by what they call the stalkers. And what damn does stalkers? You've got thieves, you've got chainsaw, you've got that die with the burning gun. You've got it all. So yeah, the tat's him. What it is, Dylan, as you may or may know, did similar to me. So he says you either do the Running Man, or if you don't, your mates do it instead. So you got the idea, he's got them. So, but I love to see where they chop him down and Arnie says that line, Dylan, what? I'd be back, only on a rerun. But I love it. I'm surprised they never made a ride of that. Because remember, there was a video game, right? Back in the day, and it spins around and it bounces and his head's shaking about, and I just love to see when they're on the machine and it's bouncing them about. I love it. It's epic. The dude feels a bit suspicious because she sees something right on the news and it says that he killed loads of people. Now anyone that sees the Running Man would know that that's bullshit because he never shot anybody when they caught him. You know what I mean? They caught him and he never shot anybody, but it mentioned that he killed loads of people. There's some funny ads in it, and it has me an idea, did they copy it from Robotop? Because remember, if you've ever seen Robotop, there's always a scene where they play these funny ads, and they're trying to copy it in The Running Man. So she gets caught, and they set her up making out that she was a trumpist, because the dude saw it, like I say, on the news, and she breaks in to the place to look for the videotape of what happened in the air taxi. At least they're suspicious, let's say. So you've got them, and long roads. The first one they get out, you know what I mean? I can't think of the kill. It could have been Mr. Fees actually. I think it was Mr. Fees, and they wrapped the bar wire on his neck. Definitely 18. Ripped a big jugular out of his throat, and he chokes to death in his own blood. So it definitely was 18 in the blood department. Then the next one you've got Chainsaw. This is a bit where after the tar gets cut and he dies, and I love the lines where he says, "Promise me that you're not going to be the only, I'm not going to be the only arsehole in effort." Oh no, I can't think how he said it now. Promise me that you're not going to be the next arsehole in effort. It's something like that, what he says to Tar. Probably now when I watch it, and as you know, he's no longer with us, may he rest in peace, it'll probably be a different feeling for me, you know, because he's no longer with us. But like most films, you know, actors pass on. And as like I said, most of the actors that played the stalkers in this, they're no longer with us. May they rest in peace. So you've got the die anyway, the other one, trying to access the machine to prove that it's a fake, because there was other people who was helping them when they escaped. You know what I mean? And there's a scene in it where he's trying to hack the satellite so it's fake and what they see, because this Running Man, it kind of reminds me of Roll the Ball. You know, Roll the Ball, whatever food. That it's tip to say, it's a sip, it's all this. And I could buy that in the future. In all fairness, I could buy that in the future. And I do love one scene in it where someone says, where Dylan says, you ain't going to get ratings by the reruns of Diligence Island. You know the one with the boat. Well, when you think about it, yeah, you're never going to get ratings, Sky TV, by bloody repeats. You're never going to get ratings, BBC, by bloody repeats. But that's a different story. But yeah, I love to see him where he access the thing. Then you got the Lightning Man who electrocutes one of the other people, kills him. Bit of a kinky scene where he electrocutes the boobs and knocks the door out. And he doesn't kill him, doesn't fucking kill him. And I think he should have done. But he saves the door, and they get one die, doesn't achieve with it. Whether he's a good die or not, it's a different story. He used to be a Jaggerator, but he doesn't achieve with all these weapons and that's it. He feels it's more fair to use Tompat. And you've got one scene in it where it was mentioned about winners, but there was no winners. The girl accidentally walks into a room and she sees what was supposed to be the winners of the Running Men, and they were burnt. They were all burnt up, fucking dead bodies. And one of the main villains says, "No, no, 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 not that's these winners. That's these users." In other words, nobody gets out of the Running Man alive, and it's one of them either good or they're bad. I mean, I'd love to see a James O with muggers, rapists, and pedos in a show like the Running Man, but it just seems you're thinking. Never believe everything you see on TV. So the guy's about to burn her. He gets killed, and he pulls a thing out and says that line, "Do you want a light?" Psh, blows the fucker up, right the show. And then that's when they decide the guy I said, the one who strangles people. I love to see him. He's got this dad sits says, "What's this shit? I used to kill people with my bare hands." But he gets fucked off. But they set the computer up. It's a bit interesting now what you can do nowadays, like with TikTok. Remember when I mentioned it? And they set it up to make it look like Anna has got killed with the girl. But it is, you know, it's fake computer. So Annie gets pissed with that. So what happens is it's end of the show. They think it's the end. Annie comes in. Everybody gets shot up. But Annie gets the better of Dylan. Sticks him on that machine. And he says that line. "You asshole. Drop dead. Go to hell. I don't do the tests." Fires him off. He gets blown up. He gets the dough. Happy ending. And I love it. I love it. I even love to see him. He says, "Now that hit the spot." Now I do remember the end song called "You Got to Hit the Right Spots." And in all fairness, I used to have that song. Believe it or not, I used to have that song as a ringtone. Yeah, and on my mobile, I used to have that as a ringtone because I used to love that blooding song. You got to hit the right spot. I think I once found it, and if I could ever get it again on an MP3 or in any format, I'd love it. I love the song. You got to hit the right spot at the end. Can't remember now how it went. You know you go anywhere I want. I only want the ball of my heart. I can't do the rest, and I don't want to kill it. But yeah, the Running Man back in 1987. Again, it's the Arnie I miss. The Arnie I miss, you know, the big pumping muscles, the witty one-liners. And I love that Arnie. People say, "Oh, it's cheesy," but fuck it, I like cheese. Get over it. And I like this film. You know, this is the Arnie I miss. This, in my eyes, is the bloody Arnold Schwarzenegger I miss, you know, when he was in his dirty 30s and he had the big muscles and his films were out of fire, proper 18, bad language, you know, and I miss that. I mean, I'd love to see him. He gets that chainsaw and he kills Chainsaw. Atsaw, that was his name, Atsaw, and he says that scene, "This now let it be a part of you." I love to see him. He gets the Tamna when Avatar dies and Tilden started doing his deal. He says, "I can tell you what you do with that deal. You can shove it, because if I see you, I'm going to break your goddamn spine." And smashes the Tamla. So I love that, I know. So yeah, The Running Man, back in 1987. It's a dudder, and it definitely gets an Olympic run from me with a fopping 10-star rating. Do it again. A 10-star rating into them. I'll do more movies and more movie reviews into them. I'll see you soon.